Hello everyone, and welcome back to our journey through Genesis. Today, we're diving into one of the most intense and transformative chapters in the entire book, Genesis chapter 32. This is the story of Jacob's ultimate reckoning, a moment where his past, present, and future all collide in a dramatic, life-altering encounter. So grab your Bibles, get comfortable, and let's explore this powerful story together. As the chapter opens, Jacob has just parted ways with his father-in-law, Laban. He's finally heading home to the land of Canaan after 20 long years. But this isn't a triumphant return just yet. A massive shadow looms over his homecoming, his twin brother, Esau. Remember, the last time they saw each other, Jacob had deceived their father Isaac and stolen Esau's blessing. Esau was so furious, he had sworn to kill Jacob. 2 decades is a long time, but for a wound that deep, is it long enough? The chapter starts with a fascinating, almost mysterious detail. As Jacob travels, the angels of God met him. It's a brief mention, but incredibly significant. It's as if God is reminding Jacob, "You are not alone, I am with you." This divine encouragement is exactly what Jacob needs for the trial that lies ahead. Seeing these angels, Jacob names the place Mahanaim, meaning 2 camps, perhaps signifying his own camp and God's heavenly camp, both present in that place. Despite this angelic encounter, Jacob's fear is very real. He knows he can't just waltz back into Canaan. He has to face Esau. So he formulates a plan. He sends messengers ahead to Esau with a carefully crafted, humble message. He refers to himself as your servant Jacob, and to Esau as my lord. He's trying to de-escalate the situation, to show that he's not coming back to claim superiority, but to find grace in his brother's sight. He's wealthy now, with flocks, herds, and servants, and he wants Esau to know he's not coming back empty-handed or as a threat. But then, the messengers return with terrifying news. Esau is coming to meet him, and he's not alone. He's bringing 400 men with him. 400 men. This doesn't sound like a welcome party. To Jacob, it sounds like an army. His worst fears seem to be materializing. The text says Jacob was greatly afraid and distressed. His well-laid plans, his diplomacy, it all feels like it's about to crumble. This is where we see Jacob's character begin to shift. The old scheming Jacob, the one who relied on his own cunning, is now pushed to a place of utter desperation. He does what any good strategist would do. He divides his family and his flocks into 2 groups. His logic is heartbreakingly practical. If Esau attacks one camp, maybe the other can escape. He's trying to salvage something, anything, from the potential disaster. He's preparing for the worst. But then, Jacob does something we haven't really seen him do with such raw honesty before. He prays. He turns to God not with a bargain, but with a plea. His prayer is a model of humility and faith. He starts by acknowledging God's identity. O God of my father Abraham, and God of my father Isaac. He reminds God of his own promise. The Lord who said to me, "Return to your country and to your kindred, and I will do you good." He's holding God to his word. Then Jacob confesses his own unworthiness. He says, "I am not worthy of the least of all the deeds of steadfast love and all the faithfulness that you have shown to your servant." This is a huge moment for Jacob. The man whose name means supplanter or deceiver is finally admitting his own smallness before a great and faithful God. He acknowledges that everything he has is a gift from God. Finally, he lays his fear bare. "Please deliver me from the hand of my brother, from the hand of Esau, for I fear him." He's not pretending to be brave. He's honest about his terror. And again, he grounds his request in God's promise. "But you said, 'I will surely do you good, and make your offspring as the sand of the sea, which cannot be numbered for multitude.'" He is clinging to God's promises in the face of his overwhelming fear. Even after this powerful prayer, Jacob's practical side kicks in again. Faith and action go hand in hand. He prepares an enormous, extravagant gift for Esau, sending wave after wave of animals, goats, sheep, camels, cattle, and donkeys. His strategy is to appease Esau, to overwhelm him with generosity. Each servant is instructed to say, "The gift is from your servant Jacob," and that Jacob himself is coming behind. He hopes that by the time Esau reaches him, his anger will have softened. That night, Jacob sends his family, his wives, his children, and all his possessions across the stream, the Jabbok. Now, he is completely alone. Alone in the dark, on the eve of what could be the most violent day of his life. And it's here, in his moment of ultimate vulnerability, that the strangest, most pivotal event of his life occurs. A man appears and begins to wrestle with him. They wrestle all night, until the break of day. Who is this man? The text is mysterious. He's referred to simply as a man. But as the encounter unfolds, we realize this is no ordinary man. This is a divine being, perhaps an angel of the Lord, or even a pre-incarnate appearance of Christ himself, what theologians call a theophany. Jacob, the wrestler, the striver, is now in a literal wrestling match. He has wrestled with his brother, his father, and his father-in-law his whole life through deception and cunning. Now he's in a physical struggle with God. And incredibly, Jacob holds his own. The man sees that he cannot overpower Jacob, so he touches the socket of Jacob's hip, and it's immediately put out of joint. With a single touch, Jacob is disabled. This shows the immense power of his opponent. This isn't a battle of equals. The man says, "Let me go, for the day has broken." But Jacob, injured and exhausted, refuses. Clinging to his opponent, he says, "I will not let you go unless you bless me." This is the turning point. All his life, Jacob has sought blessings through his own schemes. Now, broken and humbled, he clings to God and demands a blessing directly from the source. He will not let go. He knows this is where the true blessing lies. The man asks him, "What is your name?" And Jacob answers, "Jacob." He admits who he is, the supplanter, the deceiver. In this moment of confession, his identity is transformed. The man says, "Your name shall no longer be called Jacob, but Israel, for you have striven with God and with men, and have prevailed." Israel means he strives with God. Jacob wrestled with God and, in a sense, won. Not by overpowering God, but by clinging to him in desperate faith until he received the blessing. His weakness became his greatest strength. Jacob then asks for the man's name, but the divine being deflects, simply asking, "Why is it that you ask my name?" And right there, he blesses him. Jacob knows he has had a direct encounter with the divine. He names the place Peniel, which means the face of God, saying, "For I have seen God face to face, and yet my life has been delivered." As the sun rises, Jacob, now Israel, limps away. He is a changed man. He is blessed. He has a new name, a new identity. But he also has a permanent physical reminder of his struggle. He will walk with a limp for the rest of his life, a constant symbol of his weakness and his utter dependence on God. The man who once ran and schemed now limps in reliance on the God he wrestled with. He is no longer the self-reliant trickster. He is Israel, the one who strives with God and is saved by his grace. This chapter is so rich. It shows us that it's okay to be afraid, but our fear should drive us to God, not away from him. It shows us that God is not afraid of our struggles, our questions, or even our wrestling. He invites us to engage with him honestly. And it shows us that our greatest moments of transformation often come when we are at our weakest, when we are broken and have nothing left to rely on but God himself. It is in that place of surrender that we, like Jacob, can be truly blessed and given a new identity. Thank you so much for joining me today to walk through this incredible chapter. I hope it encouraged you. If you found this meaningful, please give the video a like, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next step in the journey through Genesis. Leave a comment below with your thoughts on Jacob's story. Until next time, take care and God bless.